In this video, I want to give you an update on Q1 2023 for the Toronto housing market. My name is Adam Muqtadiri, broker with Home Life Bayview, investor and advisor in GTA Real Estate. I want to start with you with the chart that I made that shows the price change over the last month since the peak prices and year over year. And as you can see, to everyone's surprise, prices have popped over the past month. In the GTA, prices are on average up 5%, in Toronto 8%. These are whopping numbers for those that are not familiar with the market. And so there's a lot of multi-offers going on right now, very little inventory, and there seems to be buyers out there. But over the last year, prices are still down in Toronto, about 12%, and as you can see in the chart, as you move away from the Toronto core, prices are still, I know prices have bumped up, but over the past year, prices are still pretty down. Like in regions like Oshawa, Clarington, prices are down up to 30%. And that's because, as I've explained in my previous videos, during COVID, there was such a buying frenzy of homes outside the Toronto core because people didn't need to go to the office. But now there's more and more pressure on the employees to get back to the office. That means if you bought a home in Oshawa and you need to go to the office 5 times a week, it's probably not working out. You need to sell and come to the Toronto core. And this is a very natural transition we've seen. We saw the most price gains away from the core, and now as we're going forward, closer to the core, and transit-oriented communities are a lot holding up their prices a lot better. But let's look in a little bit deeper, looking at condos and detached over the past month. And as you can see, detached prices have outperformed condos, increasing 7% compared to 3% for condos. But year over year, condos are still outperforming. And if you watch my videos, I predicted this, and it's because of 2 reasons. Number one, condos are more affordable. When interest rates rise and people can't afford mortgages on those high price points of detached homes, the next best alternative is buying a condo. The other reason is most condos are pretty transit oriented and they're near employment hubs. And a lot of detached homes are not transit oriented and they're away from employment hubs. So what happened over the past year? Call back to the office, and the rest is history. And that's why one of the reasons condo has been outperforming over the past year is that. So having said all of that, what is happening right now? Did we experience market bottom? Is this the time to jump in and be aggressive? Is this the time that if you don't buy, prices are going to go up 20% in 6 months like we experienced during 2021 and early 2022? Well, to answer that question, let's step back and see what happened since the new year. When the new year started, before the new year, there was a lot of pessimism in terms of inflation, higher rates, and what happened since the new year, at least in the early parts of it, we saw, we got a couple of good reports on inflation. It seemed like inflation is coming down, the rates were coming down, but then a lot of buyers jumped in because they said, okay, if rates are going to come down, I need to buy now. So a lot of buyers that were waiting over the past year in the sidelines, they came into the market. There was very little inventory to begin with. Inventory cleared up, and just in a matter of 2 months, prices popped. But what is happening now? What's happening now, and I want you to look at this chart, is market sentiment has turned once again. There's a lot of pessimism in the market again. 2 reasons. Inflation seems to be a lot more stubborn than we originally thought. The other reason, over the past weeks, we've seen 3 banks collapse in the US. Credit Suisse in Switzerland is having problems. And it seems like a banking crisis is underway. And with that comes liquidity crisis. That is still to be reflected in the housing market. In another video, I'm going to show you the correlation between the stock market prices and housing prices. But for the purpose of this video, I want you to focus on this chart. If you're with me that housing prices and stock prices move in tandem with housing prices lagging a little bit, early parts, stock prices shot up, prices in Toronto shot up. In the past month, stock prices are come down quite a bit, and that hasn't been reflected in data or in the housing market yet. We don't see it. But my best guess is that that's probably going to be reflected in the housing market soon. And so it remains to be seen. So having said all of this, you're probably maybe asking yourself, Adam, get to the point. Are prices going up or they're going down? Well, nobody knows, but what I try to always use as proxy to predict prices in the short term, and this is short term only, is looking at the inventory on the market. In the next chart, you can see that the levels of inventory are on par with the average of the last 8-9 years, meaning that we don't have an oversupply and we don't have an undersupply. So probably, if I were to guess, prices are gonna flatline from here, or I don't know, probably go down a little bit. It remains to be seen. And one of the things I'm noticing in the market, there's not a lot of forced sellers yet. You know, people are holding on to their properties. They know this is not a good time to sell. There's a downturn. There's a lot of negative news. But there's still not a reflection in the economy that people are forced to sell. They've already lost their job or they lost their money in the stock market. It hasn't materialized yet. And if that happens, then it's a different story. But in the short term, it doesn't seem like we're gonna have a huge movement of either on the upside or the downside. So what does this mean for you as a buyer or a seller? I always want to end my videos in this way for some takeaway points. If you're a seller, you know, this is surprisingly a good market. There's still not a lot of inventory out there. There's a lot of negative sentiment out there that probably hasn't priced into the market yet. And if you have to sell within the next few months, I wouldn't wait. This is a great spring market to come into the market and sell your property. But if you are a buyer, do not buy into the sentiment of people telling you, oh, you have to buy now, prices are going up fast, they're multi-offers, like we're gonna have the same market as 2021, immigrants are coming in, all the good news. I get it. I don't buy it. I don't think you shouldn't either. You should be still patient. Make sure you get the deal that you want. If you participate, if you really like the house and there are like 10 offers on it and you're the 11th one and you know you have to overpay to get that property, I wouldn't do that. I think there are opportunities to come. There are opportunities out there which I'm going to talk to you about, especially assignment condos that I've been very, very bullish about recently. I will have future videos talking about this. But my takeaway point for you is do not rush your purchase. You have time. There's things are still gonna play out, and I don't want you to buy into the sentiment that you have to be rushed. This is all I wanted to leave you with this video. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions, please call Adam. Thank you.